Most people remember I Love Lucy as a funny and lighthearted show that made everyone laugh. But what many fans do not know is that the cast was hiding deep personal stories, creative struggles, and powerful behind-the-scenes moments. These secrets were never shared before, and they completely change how we see the show today. The people behind the laughter had real emotions, tough decisions, and groundbreaking ideas that shaped the future of television. Now, for the first time, the cast has opened up and revealed what really happened. These hidden truths will surprise even the biggest fans of the show. Before we dive into video, please subscribe to our channel, the show that changed TV forever. When I Love Lucy first came to television in 1951, no one could have predicted how much it would change the world of entertainment. Back then, most TV shows were broadcast live from New York. Filming with cameras, editing scenes, or keeping high-quality copies for reruns was almost unheard of. But Lucille Ball and her husband, Desi Arnaz, had a different vision. They wanted to film their show in front of a live audience in Hollywood using multiple cameras. At first, the studios thought this idea was too expensive and complicated. They did not believe it would work. Desi Arnaz came up with a smart deal. He and Lucy agreed to pay the extra cost of filming, but they asked for full ownership of the show's recorded episodes in return. This deal later turned out to be one of the smartest business decisions in TV history. It allowed I Love Lucy to be shown again and again across the country and even around the world. This was the beginning of TV reruns, something that is now common for every show. But that was not the only groundbreaking part. The show was one of the first to feature a married couple in real life playing a married couple on screen. Lucy and Ricky Ricardo became household names, and viewers fell in love with their chemistry. Behind the scenes, however, it was not always smooth. Many people in the industry were against Desi Arnaz being cast as Lucy's on-screen husband because he was Cuban-American, but Lucy stood firm and refused to do the show without him. Her courage helped break racial and cultural barriers in Hollywood. The use of 3 cameras to film scenes was also revolutionary. This method made the editing process easier and gave the show a fresh and lively look. Audiences could enjoy different camera angles, quick scene changes, and a strong connection with the actors' performances. This filming technique is still used in sitcoms today. Cast and crew members later shared how uncertain everyone was in the beginning. One cast member said, "People thought a woman being funny on television would not last. They had no idea who Lucy really was." I Love Lucy proved everyone wrong. It became the most watched show in America and stayed on top for years. It did not just entertain people. It built the foundation for modern TV comedy and opened the door for women and minorities in the entertainment world. What started as a risky idea became a global success story. Lucy Hidden Genius, Lucille Ball was not just the star of I Love Lucy. She was the heart, the brain, and the engine behind its success. While most fans remember her for her funny faces and hilarious timing, very few know the truth about how powerful she was behind the camera. Lucy was not only the lead actress, she was also a producer, a decision-maker, and a true pioneer in television history. In the 1950s, it was almost unheard of for a woman to have control over a television show, but Lucy did. Together with Desi Arnaz, she started Desol Productions, the company that produced I Love Lucy. This gave her more power than most actors of that time. She made big creative decisions, helped choose the scripts, and worked closely with the team to make sure every detail was just right. Lucy studied comedy very seriously. She used to say that funny moments need to be timed like music. Every step, every word, every pause had to be in the perfect place. Many of the most iconic scenes in the show, like the famous chocolate factory scene, were carefully planned and practiced again and again until they were perfect. Her comedy looked natural and easy, but it was the result of hours of hard work and her deep understanding of what made people laugh. Her intelligence also showed in the way she worked with others. She made sure the actors and writers felt supported and comfortable. She was known for being kind, but also tough when it came to making the show the best it could be. One of the writers once said, "Lucy could walk into a scene and know right away if it would get laughs or not. She had that instinct." Lucille Ball also helped many other shows get started through her company. After I Love Lucy ended, Desol Productions went on to produce shows like The Untouchables and Star Trek. Without her leadership, those shows might never have made it to TV. People often forget that Lucy was the first woman to run a major television studio. That was a huge achievement, especially at a time when women were rarely seen in powerful roles. She broke barriers quietly, with talent and grace, and opened doors for future generations of women in film and television. Lucille Ball was not just America's favorite redhead. She was a true genius who changed the television industry forever. Her laughter hit a brilliant mind that helped shape the golden age of TV, the emotional toll. While I Love Lucy made the whole world laugh, the truth behind the scenes was often emotional and painful. At the center of it all were Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, a real fey couple whose personal struggles were hidden behind the camera. Many fans never realized how difficult it was for them to keep smiling on screen while their marriage was slowly falling apart. Lucy and Desi had strong chemistry that made their characters, Lucy and Ricky Ricardo, so lovable. But off-screen, their relationship faced many problems. Desi worked long hours and was often away from home. There were also rumors of drinking and infidelity that hurt their bond deeply. Lucy tried hard to keep their marriage together, especially for the sake of their 2 children. But the pressure of fame and personal problems took a heavy toll on both of them. Some of the cast members later shared that filming could be tense at times. One crew member remembered, "They would argue before the cameras rolled, but the moment the red light came on, they were perfect together." The audience never saw the pain they carried. Because Lucy and Desi were professionals, they believed the show must go on, no matter what. The stress of maintaining a public image while dealing with private heartache left emotional scars. Lucy once admitted in an interview that pretending everything was fine, day after day, was harder than anyone could imagine. She used comedy as a way to cope, pouring her heart into the show while her marriage crumbled in silence. By the final seasons of I Love Lucy, the emotional strain was clear. Though they smiled for the cameras, there was a deep sadness behind their eyes. When the show ended in 1957, it marked not only the end of a television era, but also the end of their marriage. They divorced soon after, breaking the hearts of fans everywhere. Despite the pain, Lucy and Desi always spoke kindly of each other in later years. They remained friends and shared a deep respect for the show they built together. In fact, when Desi was dying years later, Lucy was by his side on the phone, sharing memories and laughter from the old days. Behind every laugh in I Love Lucy, there was a story of love, struggle, and sacrifice. The emotional toll they paid gave the world a timeless gift, a show that continues to bring joy, even though it was born from quiet pain. Moments that were never scripted. Many fans remember the funniest moments from I Love Lucy. The chocolate factory, the grape stomping, the tangled telephone cords. But what most people do not realize is that some of the show's most iconic scenes were not planned word for word. In fact, a lot of the show's charm came from spontaneous moments and unscripted reactions that made it feel so real and alive. Lucille Ball was a master of physical comedy. She had perfect timing, but she also knew how to turn small accidents into unforgettable laughs. One time, during a scene involving a conveyor belt of chocolates, the timing of the machine went out of sync. The candies began flying faster than expected. Instead of stopping the scene, Lucy and her co-star Vivian Vance just went with it, stuffing chocolates into their mouths, hats, and shirts. The audience roared with laughter, and that unscripted chaos made it one of the most beloved scenes in TV history. The show was filmed in front of a live audience, which meant the actors had to perform perfectly from start to finish. But sometimes, unexpected things happened. Lucille Ball often used those moments to her advantage. If she tripped, forgot a line, or knocked something over, she turned it into part of the act. Her ability to stay in character while making people laugh at real accidents was one of her greatest strengths. Cast members later revealed that Lucy loved testing how far she could go without breaking character. She would throw in funny faces or silly movements just to see if her co-stars could keep a straight face. There were many times when Desi Arnaz or Vivian Vance nearly burst out laughing but managed to hold it in. These near breakdowns gave the scenes a special kind of energy that scripted lines could never fully create. Sometimes, the audience's reaction was so strong that it became part of the scene itself. In one episode, the audience laughed so hard at Lucy's antics that the actors had to pause and wait for the laughter to die down before continuing. Those long laughs were never planned, but they made the show feel more alive. These unscripted moments showed the cast's deep trust in each other and their love for making people happy. While the scripts were strong, it was these real, raw, and unexpected touches that made I Love Lucy feel like more than just a TV show. It felt like family. A legacy bigger than ratings. When I Love Lucy ended its original run, it left behind much more than just high ratings and awards. It left behind a powerful legacy that changed television, comedy, and even society. For many fans, it was just a funny show. But looking back, it was something much bigger. It shaped the future of entertainment and broke boundaries that no one else dared to challenge at the time. Lucille Ball was the first woman to run a major television studio. After I Love Lucy, she took full control of Desol Productions when she bought out Desi Arnaz's shares. Under her leadership, the studio helped launch some of the biggest shows in history: Star Trek, Mission Impossible, and many more. These shows may never have existed if Lucy had not stepped in to support them. The impact went far beyond business. I Love Lucy showed an interracial couple on screen at a time when that was considered controversial. A white woman married to a Cuban-American man. This was bold feat. Or the 1950s. While there were critics, most viewers fell in love with Lucy and Ricky without thinking about race. That simple act helped shift public thinking and open doors for more diverse representation in media. The show also set the gold standard for sitcoms. Its three-camera setup, live audience reactions, and perfect comedic timing became the blueprint that other sitcoms followed for decades. Shows like Friends, The Big Bang Theory, and Everybody Loves Raymond all used the same format Lucy helped invent. Actors, comedians, and writers for generations have named I Love Lucy as their inspiration. Carol Burnett, Whoopi Goldberg, Tina Fey, and many others said that watching Lucy made them believe they could succeed in comedy too. She was not just a funny woman, she was a trailblazer. Even now, more than 70 years later, I Love Lucy is still loved by fans around the world. Reruns still air in many countries. Young people continue to discover the show, laughing at the same scenes that made their grandparents laugh. This lasting popularity proves that true talent never gets old. Lucy's ability to mix heart, humor, and honesty gave I Love Lucy a timeless quality. The show might have started as a weekly comedy, but it became part of people's lives. Its legacy is not just about numbers. It is about joy, change, and the power of laughter to bring people together across generations. Final secrets revealed. Even after decades of love and praise, I Love Lucy still holds secrets that fans are only now beginning to learn. Behind the bright lights, the laughter, and the charming performances were private moments, backstage stories, and quiet decisions that shaped the show's legacy in ways most viewers never knew. One of the biggest surprises was how many episodes were almost never made. The pressure to write fresh, funny stories every week was intense. Writers often stayed up all night, sometimes sleeping on couches at the studio just to meet deadlines. In fact, several episodes were rewritten at the very last minute because Lucy or Desi did not feel the jokes were strong enough. These high standards helped keep the show sharp and beloved, but they came at a cost: exhaustion and stress. Another secret was about Desi Arnaz's role. While he was known to fans as Ricky Ricardo, behind the scenes, he was a genius with numbers, planning, and production. Many people thought Lucy was the creative mind, and Desi just acted. But cast members later admitted that Desi handled the finances, schedules, and technical side of the show with great skill. Without him, the magic on screen would have never happened. There were also emotional moments that never made it into the scripts. One crew member recalled a time when Lucy broke down in tears after filming a difficult scene. No one said a word. They simply stood beside her until she was ready. It was a reminder that even the strongest stars sometimes carry silent pain. Her ability to hide that pain on screen made her performances even more powerful. And then there were the lost scripts, ideas that were written but never filmed. Some of these included wild plot twists, like Lucy taking a secret job at another club or Ricky almost leaving for Hollywood without telling her. These episodes were considered too risky at the time, but show how far the writers were willing to push the characters. Perhaps the most touching secret came from Lucy herself. In a letter found years after her passing, she wrote, "If people remember me with a smile, then I have done something right." That one line says everything about her heart and mission. These final secrets remind us that I Love Lucy was more than a show. It was a labor of love, filled with dreams, pressure, and passion. And it continues to shine, not just because of what was shown, but because of what was hidden beneath the surface. I Love Lucy was not just a television show, it was a groundbreaking journey of love, struggle, creativity, and laughter. Behind every scene was a team of people who poured their hearts into something that would touch generations.